In this lecture session, we are going to learn very interesting things about use of AI and designing a PPT. But before that, if you have a lecture, you're designing PPT, you need to record that, right? So for recording as well, we need softwares, and I'm right now using my Mac system, and I'm using OBS Studio. So I'm also going to show you that. Okay? So I'm going to show you basic interface of OBS Studio, what are the basic setups that you need, and how do you do the recording. So the first thing is one of the requirements that we have. So usually one of the most important requirement is a good sound system. So for that, the hardware that I'm using is a mic. So this is the mic that I'm using, and I'm placing it on top so that I can catch my voice. It has a clip. I can clip it as well. There are different companies which sell these kinds of mics. This is basically wireless, so that's always handy and easy to carry. And apart from that, you can use some wired mics as well, like wire companies and all, they're selling it off. Now at the same time, you should also know that if you're having a good laptop, for example, I'm using a Mac M1 chip system, and that actually has a very good inbuilt mic. So if the mic is inbuilt is good, you may not be needing a good mic as well. Okay, and you can do some settings on OBS Studio so that your voice is crystal clear. You have the option of noise suppression and all. So without wasting further time, let me take you straight away to my screen. And if you look here, this is the basic interface of OBS Studio. Let me take it full screen. And you can see that I've created two scenes here. In these two scenes, you can see that one, I have basically the setup of an audio input where I've put the mic, so you can see that this is there. And I do have the camera, okay, and I've adjusted it, and I do have the display capture. That means the entire screen is getting captured. So in case you want to set up any kind of scene in an OBS Studio, what you can do is first you have to create a scene. So this is the basic interface. I'm not going to change this right now. I'm just going to create a new scene for you. Maybe I click here, and I can tell you that this is a new scene. So let me write it down. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to write down it as new scene, and when I do OK, a new scene is getting created. Okay, my entire screen is now getting recorded, so you can see that this is the new screen that I have. So in this mode, which is the studio mode, on one side it shows the part that is getting recorded, and on this side it shows the screen which might be coming next. So I have this black screen here, and you can see I've put a new scene, and in this new scene you want to add. Now let me say I want to add my camera, so I can just go here, and you can see there are a lot of options that I can do. I can see here the video capture device. I can click on video capture device, and I can click on OK. Now when I click OK, it asks what kind of camera you want to use. So I am going to use a FaceTime HD camera because that's my default camera. So this comes in, and then I can click OK. Now you see I can use a different camera as well. I can use an external camera. You can use a software, something which is called DroidCam, and you can install it on your system as well as on your mobile, and you can share your laptop mobile camera as well. Now I can scale it. I can do it like this, or I can put it on one end of the screen because I want to do the presentation. At the same time, I want to see that my screen is shown. I'm shown there. I need to use a mic system if I want to change, although by default it takes the mic, but I can also do it like this: audio input capture. I can click OK, and then I can select my mic, let's say USB 2, and then I can click OK, and then it gets selected. Okay. Next, I can use a screen or a browser. Okay, I can use the browser, or I can just go for the video capture device, or I can also go for screen capture. Okay, this is the plugin that I've installed, Droid OBS, which can be used to use your mobile camera as the webcam. But anyway, aim is not to show this. Okay, I'm just showing you the basics here. Our aim is to actually design a PPT using artificial intelligence, but then you need to record that, and that's why I'm showing it to you, that how you can record it. So this is the basic of OBS, and I'm recording this right now. Okay, so I have my camera, and let me just go to my computer screen now. And as already told you, the hardware that you need is a good mic as well as a good system. Now let me go to my system, and then let me open Google Chrome, and I want to design a PowerPoint presentation, okay, using AI. Now there are a lot of options in AI, and what happens usually is that if you are in fact using AI, you get so many options that sometimes you get confused. So you can have a lot of things right now. One of the most popular one is ChatGPT, and let me tell you, ChatGPT is not the only AI, or it in fact is not the entire picture of AI. Okay, AI is an enormous thing. Okay, we're not going to go into that right now. You can also go and check Gemini. Okay, now if you go for Google, Gemini is there. Okay, there's one more which is DeepSeek. You can use that as well. Okay, you can click here and you can go to DeepSeek. So these are some generative AIs which can generate content for you. Now let me say I want to design a presentation about which I know nothing. Okay, so I am basically a physics teacher, so I have not much idea about history. Okay, but I want to design a presentation anyhow. So I'm just going to give you an example. See, the point here is that you might have a lot of knowledge of a subject, and then after that, if you take the content from AI, the design or the authenticity of that content can be verified by you. But for example, I'm taking some content from AI, for example, ChatGPT, and it's on history, let's say, or maybe economics, okay, or commerce. Okay, let's say I want to design a PPT on balance sheets. I don't have any much idea about balance sheets. So whatever content AI gives me, I might consider that to be true, and that's where the difference comes in. So that that means that if you're an expert on a topic, and if you take up that topic and take guidance from AI, that will be far more authentic than taking up a topic about which you know nothing, because then you'll believe whatever AI has given you is actually true. So let me talk about balance sheet. Okay, so let me ask ChatGPT some questions. Can we design a PPT on basics of balance sheet? Okay, so it will definitely tell you yes, we can do it, and then it has given you these topics. Okay, these are the things. Now this is kind of text, it's very boring. We're going to create a PPT from scratch and going to make it very interesting. I'm going to ask the same questions to let me copy this and ask this question to Gemini. Okay, and let me put enter here, and let's do the same thing with DeepSeek as well. Okay, so let's see what kind of content it's generating. So what happens with ChatGPT is the content may be a bit outdated, but it depends on your question. Like basics of balance sheet has been a very old concept, so it's not that it is going to give you some outdated content. But if you say events happening in 24 or 25, and it will give you outdated content because ChatGPT is not updated. And if you want the updated version and so on, okay, these things are there. You definitely need to pay for it and so on. Okay, and Gemini, you can see it's also giving you the same thing. Okay, it's giving you the presentation by date and so on. What is the balance sheet, fundamental of accounting, and these things. So you see, this is more detailed. You can see. I don't know whether it's right or wrong. Okay, but I'm just telling you that this is more detailed. It's much better. If you look here, it's giving you a list of 9 slides, but it is less detailed. Let's go to DeepSeek and let's see what is written. It's still writing. Okay, I have included deep think here. So when it gives you deep think, that means it's going to take more time to design your PPT. It is going to be more researched and thorough. If I go to Google Gemini, you also have that option. You can click on deep research and put this. Here also we have this option. You can see if you go for tools here, okay, you can see deep research is there, but then you can see it is written 5 left, more available on August 20. So from 20 till August 20, I've got 5 left for deep research. Okay? So I'm not going to use ChatGPT. You can see the output is not that convincing. Gemini is good. Okay, it looks good to me. Okay, let's look into DeepSeek. What exactly is the output that it is providing? So you can see this. Okay, and it also gives you the formula in the form of format. Okay, so it's the core formula is there, and then you can see these are the content that is getting provided. See here, even they are giving an example. I've not even asked for an example, it's giving me an example. So chat GPT is giving a result, DeepSeek is giving a better result, Google Gemini is somewhere in the mid. Now what happens actually here is that your uh, DeepSeek is free. Okay, you don't need to pay for the higher versions. Okay, or the better GPT. Here you need to pay for a better GPT, and that's the problem here. So if you click, okay, and can see that these are the modes that we have, models we have, okay, GPT-4, 4 mini, 4.1 mini, okay. Now if you take this 4.1 mini, it will actually be restricted, okay, it'll give you better results, but it's not that you can create infinite number of presentations. But if you go for the paid version, is going to give you better results. But here you can see that this is giving you better. Another advantage of DeepSeek is it does not store your data. If I ask who am I, it's not going to take any information from my previous chats. But if you go for ChatGPT, it's going to take information from your previous chats, and it actually knows about you. That's kind of scary. Okay, it depends on you, like how much information you want to provide to GPT. So we should be more or less controlled in whatever information we're going to provide them. Okay, anyway, so we have got this basics of balance sheet, and let me just tell this to prepare a PPT. Prepare a PPT for me based on this content. Now if you do that, okay, basically prepare a PPT content based on this content, it does that, okay. It will actually create a PPT for you. The same is also being done by Gemini as well as Chat GPT. But what happens is, depends on the content as well. So the clear advantages are already there, okay. In between, if you want to pause your recording, okay, that also you can do. Let it generate, and let me pause it here. I can go here and you can see I'm using a Mac system, and you can see that this start streaming, stop recording, okay. If you stop, then the recording stops, and then you have to create a new video. If you want to pause it, you can directly go here, and if you have it here, you can just click on pause. So, it took a lot of time to actually generate this content, and you can see that if you look into ChatGPT, it says that since I cannot create a physical PPT directly, I'll provide a structured outline and slide by slide content. So, what it does is it provides me a slide by slide content, and this is the content that it is actually getting generated. Okay, so what I can do here is, again, I can play a trick here. I can copy this content and I can go and paste it on. Can paste it here on ChatGPT, and I can write here. I can delete the content that actually I don't need. So at the end, there are some certain recommendations that are there. Let me not use them, and I can write it. Prepare uh, PPT from this content. Okay. So if I do that, ChatGPT actually takes this content and tries to prepare a PPT. Now here you can see, if you go on top, see what exactly it does is it's actually in the thinking process. It says that what exactly it is thinking, and thought for around 72 seconds, so 1 minute 12 seconds, and then after that it has produced the result. So as a normal human as well, if we think we are going to get better results. Now you see here what happens is ChatGPT directly prepares a PPT for me and gets it there, and I can just click and download the file. So let me just click on this and download. So you can see I've generated the content and I've downloaded it, okay. And if I download it and open it, okay, let me just double click and open my presentation. So for PowerPoint presentation, you can use Microsoft Office, okay, and there are a lot of other tools as well. You can use the online Google Sheet or Google PowerPoint presentation as well to do that, okay. But there are certain advantages of this, okay. Now you see, I have this understanding the balance sheet and all those stuffs, okay, and you can see this content is there, and this kind of content looks very boring, okay, isn't it? It looks very boring here. I want to make it more interesting. So what I can do now, okay, there are options to do it, okay. I'll give you some tools which actually can create good slides for you. I'm doing everything from the scratch, as you can see. I want to include a title slide. So what you can do is you don't create a title slide using AI, because that what happens usually is that if you do that, the content are not going to get arranged properly. So you can create one title slide and use it again and again. Let me open one of my recent presentations, and I will copy that slide. So this is also what you can do. So you can go here and I see I've created one presentation on special theory of relativity, and this is my slide. And I click on this, I click on copy, and I will go here, I click here, paste. So I have my title slide here, okay. I'll just prepare it once and I can keep on using it again and again, okay. This was on the special theory of relativity, and I can change my title here. Let's say creating PPT from scratch, okay, using AI. So that is the title, okay. Let's use this logic here. So we can use this again. Okay, so this is created. So I've written the title as creating PPT from scratch using AI. Okay, that may be the title. And I have created these contents before, so you can look into this. And now I have my content here. Now this is kind of boring. I want to make it interesting. So what I can do is I will go to, there are two more websites that I'm going to use. One website I'm going to tell you is not going to help much. This is a website which is called gamma.app. Okay, you can have your PPT, you can upload it here, and then this will actually give you a result of the input. So I don't want to use my name and slide title slide here, so I'm going to delete this. Be careful what you upload on AI. Okay, so I'm just going to create new, or I'm going to go for import. So let me go for import. So before importing I need to save this file, so I'll just go here, PowerPoint, and I will save as. Okay, and let me just save it anywhere. Let me save it in download basics of, let me PPT from scratch. We can save it. Okay, and then we can save. And then if I go back to gamma.app, I can create import, plain import, AI import. So what I do is I do the AI import, and I'll do an uploading of the file. I can go for downloads. I can see here my PPT is there, and I can see the uploading. Now once it gets uploaded, what it's going to do is it's going to make it better. Okay, it's going to design the content better. So let's see, it's a presentation. I want to transform the content. Okay, this is good for polishing your slides, and this is for redesigning your slides. So let me just go for redesign. The entire thing is revamped, and I'm just giving the prompt. Okay, these are the prompts, and this is what is happening here. Okay, so these are the slides that are happening, and there are certain credits that you need. So I've got 360 credit because I'm using a free account. I'll go for continue, and it's going to create that. Okay, I'm going to look into any of the templates that I want. Okay, maybe I will select this. Okay, go for generate. Okay, and it's going to generate my PPT. And that's what's happening in Gamma AI. Okay, so this is exactly what it shows. Okay, so you can see these things are there. It's very professional. The things that are getting created in Gamma AI, it gets created one by one, each of these slides, and it doesn't definitely ease my work. I've created the content using AI, I've generated the PPT using AI, but as I told you, the golden rule is it's important that you have knowledge about the subject so that you can guess what is correct and what is wrong. Okay, we are going to use another tool which is called napkin.ai, which will give you a very good visualization. Okay, napkin.ai. So this is your visuals that you can actually get. Okay, you can sign in using your email. Okay, you can use your Google, or you can create a new account. Now if you see here, this is there. Okay, and you can see I can share my presentation, viewable to anyone with the link. I can preview it, okay, in this tab, or I can go for full screen, I can go for the presenter view, and so on. The problem is we really cannot download this presentation. Okay, I don't have a control on that. I have to log into my account and I can download it. Okay, I mean use it. Okay, I cannot download it. So what I can do is I can use this for the presentation. I can go for present, and if I go here, I can see it's already there. uh, Let me just edit this as well. You can edit it here. Okay, you can do this presented by, let me say, ABC. Okay, and date, maybe any date. Okay, so 2007. You don't need to put a date necessarily. You can do it. If you don't do it, it's fine. Then go for present, and then you want it to be in full screen, then you can go here. You can click here, it will go to full screen, and then you can have your presentation, right? So you can see the content along with the animation, it's there. Okay, and you have a good presentation. Okay, you can present it. This is very professional. Okay, but let's make it more interesting and make it more, you know, we can control the features and the content there. So what I do is I log into my napkin. Okay, app. Okay, this is napkin.ai. I've logged in with my Gmail ID. This was some content which I've created before, so let me just create a new file here. I can go for draft with AI, import from file, so I'll just take a blank one. Okay, and what I do here is I open my PPT. Okay, and this looks understanding a snapshot of financial health, what you owe versus so this is something which maybe I don't want to use, so I'll delete this slide. I delete the slide like this, and I've got this accounting equation. I create this, I take this entire content, okay, assets versus liability and all those stuffs. I copy this and I paste it in napkin, okay. And as I paste it, I can see there is a blue, mark here. I can just create this and click on this, and it will generate a visual for me. Now, what happens is if I have a visual, this content will look much better, okay. So you can see this is the asset, liability, and equities statements, okay, equation components, and I can copy this and paste it. Now there are two ways to copy this and paste it. I can click here, okay, I can click on this content. I can even edit it here. I want to change something, I can write a plus, so I can have another content here. If I want to here, I can subtract this. I want to remove this, I can remove this, okay. So this can only be done if you've got knowledge in that particular topic, okay, that you want to remove something, you want to add something extra to it, okay. So that can be done. So that is why I told you that AI alone is not enough. Your knowledge along with AI will create great content, okay. That's what the term is, okay. Now if you click here, go here and click, I can go for export, okay, and then I can export it in PNG, SVG, PDF, or PPT. I can just take it to PNG and I can export the visual. I can download it. Now, when I download it, you can see there is a written made with napkin. So this will be there. Okay, this is the watermark will be there. So what you can do is there is a way to do it. You can just click on this and you just say Control C on your keyboard. Okay, Control C on your keyboard or Command C if you're using a Mac system. Go back to the PPT, okay, and then you can paste it. Okay, so what I can do, I can go here and I'm not going to remove this content. I'm going to show you something extra here. You can paste it. Now, if you do that, you can see there is no, you know, you can see there is no watermark as such. Okay, so that's what you can do. Now, one more thing I'd like to show you. Let me just, delete this. Let me say this is the content. Accounting equation is already come in, so I will take it down and maybe I can delete this. I can delete this. It has already taken the heading on its own. So this is it. So see, this looks much more interesting, much more optimized. Okay, I have a lot of control over this content. Then I can go for this assets deep dive and those things, whatever content is written here, and I want to design this as well. Now I can do the same thing. I can copy this content in Napkin AI and then paste it, and I'll generate that content, and I'll have a picture we can paste. It'll look good, but I don't want to do it. I can also use an AI which is built in PPT or PowerPoint. Okay, I'm using Office 365 and the newer versions you have it. Okay, you can use it and directly go to a home and you can see there is a designer tab here, or you can also go to design and you can again see there is the designer tab. Okay, so if you click on this designer tab, what happens is it generates some design. So you see this is already designing something. Okay, it has it here, has these content like this, or maybe you can use this, maybe you can use this. Okay, so you see there are so many options here which you can use. Of course depends on your content. Graphically it might not be very attractive, but it becomes much more arranged. Okay, a much better PPT. This is what you can do. Okay. So we can use that. Okay. Assets deep dive, these are the things, and then you can have the content here, you can explain it to your students. Okay, liabilities explained. So let's take this, let me show you something else in napkin. I can go here. Okay, it's just a page. It looks like a word page. Okay, I can click here. I can click on generate design. Okay, and as soon as I click on generate design, it starts generating, and you can see it takes the AI on its own takes that what kind of content is this and how exactly we can design it. And you have got so you can see there are designs which are there which can be used. Okay, you can go for more designs here like this. Okay, but to me it's a balance sheet, so this balance will look good to me. I can click here, I can see Control C, I can go here, I can delete this. Okay, I can delete this as well. Okay, and then I can delete this, I can delete this, and I can have it here. Okay, so this is how you can design your content here. It looks good. Okay, here also they give some design ideas. You can do it like this. You can add additional designs. Okay, you don't want anything. Okay, you can just go back to the original one. That's also possible. And in this way you can design all your slides. Okay, last maybe I want to do this question and answer resources. Click here, do this. Here you want to change this color. Okay, you can go click here and Now these things are something which you already know because this is done in PPT, and that's not the aim for this particular lecture. I can go for format. I can click here. I can change this to this color. Okay, each of these boxes can be changed the color if you don't like. If you don't like the color of the font, that also can be changed. You can go home and you can click here. You can make it black and it becomes black again. So these things you can do. It's very easy. One final thing that I'd like to tell you on this is that once you've done it, okay, many a times we need to do the presentations. I think you already know about this, but let me just give you a brief on this as well. I want to, accounting equation components. I want to generate some content on this. What are account equation components? So if I click on this, I will know what I'm supposed to say. Okay, I know my content. Okay, so what I can do is I can copy this entire content. I can copy this entire content. This is a lot of content actually. Okay, but anyway, let me just copy this, and I can paste it in notes. So notes is a very important aspect of PowerPoint. What happens is it gives in front of them, and they used to, use this. Now let me say I've done my PPT and I want to record this PPT. So obviously OBS Studio is one of the options to record this PPT, but I also do have the option of recording the PPT within the PowerPoint system itself. Okay, I've not done everything yet. So let me just maybe I will delete this and I will include that one more slide that I had, title slide. Let me just do it. Okay, so although I've already shown it to you, okay, let me go here, copy this, and then paste it here, and you have my content. Okay, creating PPT from scratch using AI. So I've created a PPT from scratch using AI, and you can see this is the content. Now I want to record this PPT. I have a lot of options. What I can do is I can go on full screen mode, and as soon as I go on full
So
screen,
let's have a brief idea about the difference between special and general theory of
so why
relativity.
did this come? Okay, let me tell you. What happens usually is that I actually have recorded my previous slide. Okay, this content. I have actually recorded this, and this recording sign, it shows that what is the speech that has been recorded for this particular slide. So if I want to remove this, I can go here, I can right click and I can delete. Okay, I can see this. There's a lot of options here. Okay, I can just go for delete. Okay, just click delete and it will get deleted, and then I can again go to full screen. Okay, now here you've got a lot of modes here. What you can do is you can go for presentation modes and all. You can click here, okay, and you can see user presenter view. If you go for presenter view, you can see this. That means this slide will actually get recorded if you start recording. Okay, and then what happens is if you go to this particular slide, you can see that this is the content that you have on screen, and if you want to talk about this, you have it in notes, so you can just we have pasted it here. Okay, you can format it and paste it as well, and you can see, you can scroll down and you can check the notes and you can improvise and keep on talking about the slides. Okay, or this is something which you can do if you don't know about the topic, you're not sure about the output, whatever results your chat gpt has given, but still you are doing it. Okay, that's something which I would definitely not suggest. I'm an expert in physics. I create presentation only on physics, so don't believe this content. I don't know about the authenticity of this content, so this is just for demonstration purpose. Now I can use a pen here as well. I can use a laser pointer. If I do this, laser pointer also gets recorded, or I can go for a pen. Okay, I can take any color, maybe this, and I want to highlight something, I can take this. Okay, I don't like this color, let me take black. I want to take liabilities, I can do this. So you can use a digital pen to write content, that can also be done. How do I record this slide in PowerPoint? You can also do that. Let me just go for this discard. I'll discard all the annotations here. You can go for record, okay, and you can click on record. Now record slideshow, and it starts. Okay, it doesn't start immediately. You can go here at the beginning, and then you can go for recording here. So play. Okay, it starts recording here. Okay, whatever you say gets recorded. So I'll say I'm Dr. Sandeep Paul Chaudhary. I'm going to give you a presentation on creating PPT from scratch using AI. Or in fact, this is again wrong. Okay, this is not something which I'm creating. I'm creating a PPT on balance sheets. So this is again wrong. Okay, this is something which I missed. But anyway, you can think about it. So we can just go for stop here, and as soon as we stop it, it actually gets recorded. Okay, this PPT will be on balance sheets, balance sheets. Okay, so this is there. Okay, and then I've recorded it. Okay, now I've stopped it. Now I want to export my recording. That also I can do. Okay, or maybe I can go here. Okay, and put PowerPoint. Okay, and you can go here. You can click on export, and as soon as you click on export, you can see the formats that are available. I want to export it in MP4. I can click on MP4. Okay, I can click on the quality that I have. Each EVC is usually the higher quality, or I can go for just the internet quality. The internet quality is usually fine, and then once it gets recorded, you can basically save this. Okay, and this is the PPT from scratch. You can just export it. As you click on export, let me just click on export here. Okay, it will get saved. Okay, you can see at the bottom it gets exported. Okay, and you have your PPT ready. So the aim is to create content from here and actually create a PPT from scratch. Recording is something which I'm showing you as an added important feature that we can use. That's it. Okay, that's my OBS screen again. Okay, I hope you get this point. So you can use your AI judiciously. Once again, if you have knowledge about a subject, use AI, improve it, make better content, publish it on Udemy, earn some money, or get it on YouTube. Okay, promote yourself. Okay, include your academic credentials. This way you grow academically as well as you take good and legit support of UI, which is totally